Welcome back to Nick Lenz, Comic Corner Classics as Known Classics. This is episode number 1226 and Doubleshot number 1120. I got two Marvel trades. One is a standalone trade, they're both standalone trades. This first one is Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yep, this was a short-lived comic book that started in late 2015. It ended in 2016 after only 6 issues. Yep, this trade paperback collects, the digital one anyways, collects the entire 6-issue ongoing series, plus S.H.I.E.L.D. number 9. Yep, basically this was a backup story in issue number 9 that was simply there just to be a backdoor pilot to the short-lived comic book. This is actually the third Howling Commandos. Why do I say third? Because the original was all human incarnation from the Sergeant Fury and Howling Commandos series from the 60s. The second one was assembled back in the mid-2000s, where it was a mini-series called Nick Fury's Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is simply just Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. This lineup is led by Doubleshot, not Nick Fury. It's comprised of a monster named Ojin, Man-Thing, Hit-Monkey. Hit-Monkey is a character created by Danny Way. Teen Abomination, yeah, he's a character created by Tom Taylor. Yeah, this was his next appearance after the opening story for Superior Spider-Man. Vampire by Night. You're probably curious though, who the heck is this lady? Vampire by Night. She is the niece of longtime werewolf character, Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell. We also have Mulpheon. He made his first appearance back in Legion Monsters, also 70. Issue 1, it was a one-shot. I believe the issue was written by Marv Wolfman. We have a zombie version of Jasper Stitwell. You're probably thinking, okay, when the heck did this guy even die? Because this guy was a long-time supporting character in Marvel Comics. He got killed off in the Winter Soldier series, so you got to thank Brubaker for killing him off. We have Werewolf. He was from the previous Howling Commandos series. He's a werewolf who worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes. So pretty much the first issue 9 is simply put the team being first assembled. Yes, the team assembled by Maria Hill and this scientist guy who actually is kind of the main villain of the series in some way. Yeah, and Maria Hill is in most of this entire series. Yeah, this is probably by far one series you can definitely say, yeah, it made total sense for her to be here. Yep, so Doubleshot breaks out of his containment and basically he is ordered to assemble a team of monsters. The first one basically he finds is Jasper Stitwell, who's brought back as a zombie. He talked to the scientist, he gets angry with him, it's like, okay, you got that way. And then we have Werewolf, who slices at Doubleshot's face, who's actually an LMD robot. Yeah, there's an explanation for this. Like you're probably thinking, wait, how the heck did Doubleshot become an LMD robot? Well, the explanation is that apparently, according to retcon Al Ewing did himself, though he later undid this retcon at the end of the New Avengers comic book, which came not long after this. He's still currently around. Apparently, he's the director of Cradle in the current Outlaw mini crossover event going right now. Why in the world he's part of this organization? No idea. It's just that he basically, well, he just is. Yeah, and his first person he's targeting is Miss Marvel. Yep, so, yeah. So apparently, according to Nick Fury, this of course happened in the original Sins miniseries. He revealed that the original Doubleshot died back in the 60s on a mission. And the Doubleshot appearing since then was a robot. Yes, was in fact a robot. Oh, and by the way, Dugan had this thing in the main book where he frequently would kill himself while he destroyed the current body he's in because it's like damage on repair, so he just basically hops a new one. And that was the thing he did the entire series. Al Ewing probably regretted the decision basically to retcon that he was a robot. So he kind of undid the retcon by revealing, yeah, Dugan's not dead. He's actually alive and well. Yes, the actual Doubleshot. So yeah, basically Al Ewing retcon a retcon. Yeah, one of like maybe 2 writers who did that. Of course, retcon his own thing. So who else does he recruit? Well, after he recruits Jasper Stitwell, who was a zombie, and of course they recruit Team Abomination, They have the Warwolf. Yeah, he's the third version of the character. Last version for Nick Fury, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Of course, they also recruited Vampire by Night, who was also in that series as well. Man thing, how the heck they recruited him, it's completely unknown. Oh yeah, and by the way, somehow S.H.I.E.L.D. has got their hands at this point, got their hands on Dracula. How the heck was this possible? No idea. Because Dracula tends to hop around the Marvel Universe a lot. So, a lot of the issues basically have the monsters going on various missions, a lot of them being failures, so basically Dugan has basically tried to kill himself. Oh yeah, one of the times when he came back, he's like, okay, now I'm back, find me my hat, find me a hat please. Because he wears a bowler hat with a corporal rank on it. Yeah, the reason for this, because in World War II he was a corporal. Yeah, and why does he wear this particular hat? The reason why he wears this hat is because he was a circus strongman. Yep, that's the reason for it. Why does he have a mustache? It's part of his character. Can't live with a mustache. Oh yeah, and they have this. There's also a recurring theme in this book, the fact that they actually frequently fail at their missions. Oh, and they actually find an actual supervillain in this series. One. But not a really big one. Nope. They also recruit someone else who's known for possessed people and also robbing mummies. Yeah, there's a mummy in here. Yep. And the villain, aside from the fact they revealed that, oh yeah, the scientist guy is in fact evil. And apparently he's got Dracula. So, we have the Sphinx. Yes, an old Nova villain, who apparently is controlling a lot of museums, stuff like that. Yeah, in case you're curious though, who is the writer for this series? Now, Al Ewing himself writes the S.H.I.E.L.D. issue that basically serves as the backdoor pilot to the series. Now, who's the writer for the series? It's a writer by the name of Frank J. Barry. The artwork for the entire series is by Brent Sir, and the trade is called Montsmash. The artwork for the S.H.I.E.L.D. number 9 is by Stofredo Carlisa. A very good artist, by the way. Like, here is basically him drawing Dugan breaking out of glass. It's very good artwork. Yeah, this guy should get much more artwork than he does. By the way, the main storyline involving Sphinx is wrapped up by issue 5. Yeah, wrapped up by issue 5, but Ogun disappears. Yep, he disappears. Well, what happens with him? That's actually explained to the final issue of the series, which is a tie-in to Standoff. Also, love this cover of the Sphinx trying to put the Dum Dugan into a coffin. Yep, awesome. We also apparently, I think it's supposed to be Mephisto? I'm not sure who this devil is. Of course, the scientist is found out and he's taken to custody by the Howling Commandos. Yep. Yeah, and also the scientist has been torturing their new recruit. Yep. I don't know the guy's name, so there's that. So apparently he's killed by some creature. And then, of course, the final issue is the Standoff issue. Yeah. And that was the series. Presumably, the series got canceled due to low sales. Yeah. Yeah, presumably the series got canceled low sales, but it's a terrible series. No. No, it isn't. It's actually a really damn good series. Oh yeah, it is. It's a series that I kind of felt this though that should have continued. Should have basically lasted longer. I mean, it had potential, but it's probably not a lot of series people are probably interested in. That's probably the reason why the series got canceled after 6 issues. Though, here's kind of the thing. I remember when the series ended a few years ago, like, it was announced until the actual end of the issue 6. Oh yeah, this is the final issue. despite the fact there was nothing else before that. And Marvel has had this really big problem, especially in the last, 5 years. Whenever a comic ends, a lot of the time they don't bother telling anybody about it. Unless, of course, you get a real subscription about it, but a lot of people who don't buy it get that. Nope. This was canceled at the same time as Angela, Queen of Hell, and, Illuminati was canceled this period of time. Yeah. It was, early 2016, because apparently Marvel had this thing where we had to keep, early part of the year, let's just axe titles, even though they're actually pretty good. Yeah, as far as I can tell for this particular series, this series got some positive reception with it. Just too bad the book got canceled with 6 issues. Yeah, and at least on some trades, basically I've seen where, this Batman can shortly title, at least to trade this and say Volume 1. Not expecting a Volume 2, mind you, yes. But in the case of Howling Commandos with S.H.I.E.L.D, it's a fun series. Kind of wish it was longer, but my theory is the reason why it got canceled because of low sales. Well, that's the usual reason why Marvel canceled a series. That's the way it's been for years. This year, a lot of it is mainly due to a bit too low sales, but also the pandemic as well. Alright, moving on to a different book. This is Thor by Gillen, the complete collection. Yes, this book contains the entire run of Thor by Gillen. This book contains issues 604 to 614, New Mutants Volume 3, Issue 11, and Siege Loki. Now, 604 to 606, this is a continuation of what happened toward the end of JMS's run, where the character Billy was killed, and Coyote basically went to go after Doctor Doom, because it's where Loki is, and Loki was responsible for killing off Billy the Warrior. And, of course, we also have the awesome fight between Thor and, of course, Doctor Doom. Now, Gillen does the writing for all these books. The artwork changes every issue. Yes. Billy Tan does from issue 604 to 609. Yeah, but a lot of the issues are by other people. Siege Loki, that's drawn by Jamie McKeevy. Thor 610, 612, 614, it's done by Doug Baratti. 611, 613 is done by Rich Ellison, who also is the co-artist of issue 607, 609. Yep. Yeah, and also because, Thor is no longer welcome with Asgard because of what happened in issue 600, he works for the Asgardians to basically free Coyote from Doc Doom's clutches, and of course they go home. And then Siege happens right after that. 607 to 610, it's a Siege tie-in, where it's not focused on Thor, mind you. Despite the fact the book is called Thor, it's focused on Volstagg. Yeah, the thing is, Volstagg had got a lot of attention in the book during the event of Siege. As a matter of fact, he indirectly set up the events of Siege. Yeah, so he's a focus basically to start of the main book, and he's also focused basically, this is one of 2 tie-ins where he actually is the big focus of it. The other, of course, being Siege Embodied, which is simply put their version of Siege, basically of the Frontline series that basically was also a miniseries for Civil War 1 and Secret Invasion. And also, Volstagg gets a chance to fight the character Ragnarok, aka the clone of Thor. Yes, the same clone of Thor who was a robot who killed Goliath during Civil War 1, who also got the crap beat out of him by frickin' Hercules. Yeah, it was later revealed as Avengers Initiative that he was rebuilt. Yep, he got rebuilt. And apparently, Hank Pym, who at that point was revealed to be a Skrull, was feeding him secret codes. He basically had to follow this code in, otherwise, though, he'd go frickin' nuts. And he went nuts. Though, at the end of this particular storyline, Thor ended up killing his clone. Finally. Yeah, he finally killed his own damn clone, issue 610. And what about 611 to 613? That is a 3-parter where Thor goes, this is simply put sort of an aftermath storyline to Siege, where Thor goes to hell, well, basically Hela's realm to rescue to go get Loki, and it turns out he wasn't really there anyways. But it was actually pretty fun little. It was a fun mini arc. What it is, Siege Loki is simply what Loki was up to during the events of Siege prior to his death by the hands of the Sentry. Yep, but this run was actually pretty good. Nothing bad the whole run, despite the fact Gillen did get a lot of flack in recent years due to his run in Young Avengers and Iron Man. His run for Thor is actually really good. Yeah, it's collected. I mean, aside from this one book, I think it's collected about 3 books, if I'm not mistaken. Hmm. Yeah, because in case you're curious, though, like right after this, who was next writer who succeeded Kieron Gillen on the book? Matt Fraction. Yep, Matt Fraction took the book. Yeah, he took over the book right afterwards. Yeah, this particular book was actually collected in, like, this was a combination, this complete collection for Thor was originally, let's see if I can find it here. Okay, here we go. This is actually a combination of 3 trades. Yes, this one complete collection is 3 trades. It's Thor, Leviathan, Prometheus, Thor Siege, and Thor Siege Aftermath. Though Sif is actually not in this one shot. Nope, for some reason it's not here. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's not here. New Mutants tie-in, yeah, I've already talked about that in Siege X-Men. Yeah, for some reason Sif is not here. Probably because it wasn't written by Kieron Gillen. Nope, it wasn't. Though she herself will later get her own ongoing series. Yeah, she got her ongoing series. Yeah, this one was not written by Kieron Gillen. Nope, this was written by Kelly Sue Honig. If you're curious, though, that's the cover for it. Yep. So, I'm not really... yeah, I get the fact it was why it wasn't collected because, well, it's, well, not her... It's not a Kieron Gillen book, so... That's mainly the reason for it. Yeah, that's mainly the reason for it. Though oddly enough, this book was not even collected in her 2 trades that collected her brief run for Journey to Mystery. Yeah, Sif took over Journey to Mystery after Loki left. Well, mainly due to his apparent death anyways. But in the case of Thor by Kieron Gillen, it's a good run. And thanks for viewing this, I have effectively one more run to go before I pretty much I could probably say I review everything for Thor since they came back in 2008. Yeah, as for tracking down the Matt Fraction stuff, that's kind of difficult. Because the website I've been using basically doesn't have the trade paperbacks to collect Matt Fraction's run. Fraction himself only did from basically issue 614 to 621. He did also the Mighty Thor series, and of course his annual. And that was his run was not very long actually. It was only about 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years his run, and then he left. They handed off to Jason Aaron. You can definitely, I can definitely say for myself, I have reviewed everything for Thor that's been published for him since 2013. But once I get done Matt Fraction's run, I can definitely say I reviewed everything since 2008 for this character. Thor himself is an absolutely fantastic character, and I do recommend checking out his books from like 08 up until Matt Fraction. I haven't got to Matt Fraction yet, so I can't exactly give my opinion, but while I remember reading about it, it's a damn good run for what it is. Also, Thor, after the events of Siege, he gets his exile lifted. Yep, he gets lifted, so he's welcome back in Asgard, no problem. Also, in the actual main Siege book, I forgot to mention this, Ragnarok took down the floating Asgard city. Yeah, he pretty much wrecked the damn thing. How? by throwing his hammer at ants that somehow destroyed the damn thing. Though it was later revealed as Asgardia. And it's still around this very day. Yep. So yeah, that's it for Cycler Review. I'm really hoping to get done Aztec War today. I'm hoping to do it probably next. Okay? Next video. Bye.